Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture. Let's bring on the host, Sam, the Queen.
Good morning, everyone. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. I am live from Las Vegas, and today we're talking about all the wonderful things that we can do with our pets during the holiday season. And in one event in particular is Santa Paws, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So it's going to be a great show, lots of fun, some news updates, and that's about it. So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Oh, I sound a little raspy today. It's called Central Heating. We've actually got it on right now. It finally went cool here in Vegas, and I love it because it's the winter season. That means I'm putting boots on, even though it's not that cold, and I'm putting hats on and scarves and great coats just because I want to. It's really not that cold, but it's great to dress up for the winter season. And we've got a great show planned for you today. Really great show planned for you today. Before we do get started, though, which is kind of like, this is like the pre-start, the warm-up. Just want to let you know how you can find us on the internet so you can connect with us in other ways. Pretty easy. You're going to go to our main website if you want to kind of go to the hub of the show, and that's vegasrockdogradio.com. And that's where you can listen to the show. There's a listen live link on there, and you click and away you go. Or you can actually listen to an archived show. Another place you can listen to the show, well, there are many places, but the most common places are iTunes and also iHeartRadio. So if you have those on your phone, then you can find the show, and that's Vegas Rock Dog Radio. We do have a second show. It's a tip show, actually, for pets and pet parents, and that is the pet tip of the day. It's very short. Each episode is very short, like 30 seconds. But you can also find that on all of those platforms. Now, if you do listen to podcasts, so what we do is we go live with the show every single week, and then we archive the shows and they become podcasts. So if you're someone who listens to podcasts and you like to listen at your own leisure, then of course iTunes, iHeartRadio, and pretty much any other podcast catching app, as they like to call them, you'll find us. We're on about 20 of them, so you can listen at your own leisure. And tons of people do it. You know, drive time is a big one. When people were going away for Thanksgiving, we had an insane amount of people that downloaded the show and listened to it that day because you're in the car, you know, and it can be you can be in there for a long time. So we have lots and lots for you to listen to. Most of our content is evergreen, and that's the kind of stuff that we like to archive. It'll always be great information. So other places you can find us through social media is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest. I mean, you name it, you'll find us. Just look for Vegas Rock Dog or Vegas Rock Dog Radio, and you'll find us quite easily. And since we are in the shopping season, well, I shop all the time, but extra shopping season for me, you can pick up some rock and roll clothing and accessories for your pets on vegasrockdog.com. And finally, we have a blog, and the blog is therockandrolldog.com. And yesterday I put up my holiday picks for pets and pet parents. So anything related to animals, from pajamas for the entire family, the dog, the cat, even for your kid's doll, there's a matching set of pajamas, which we love to do that every single year. So we'll be getting new pajamas for our entire family. And our family is Jim and myself and my 3 co-hosts, Miss Galaxy, Miss Thornton, and Mr. Twix. And they're in the studio right now. And they're very quiet. They've had their walks, so they're just relaxing. But that's one of the things I like to do is pajamas every single year. And so the actual gift guide itself, and it's up on the rockandrolldog.com, covers everything from what I deem to be the best products that are out there. I own them myself, and I just like to be able to bring you new, unusual quality products, because we've certainly changed our buying habits for our pets. You know, we've gone from buying any old toy to, no, this toy has to be made out of organic cotton. this soft toy, to any old pet bed, to, pet beds that work with our decor, but they're good for a pet, say, who has arthritis, and it's an orthopedic bed. So we're definitely changing our spending habits, and we don't really care about how much we spend either. How many billions did Phil Chang tell us last week on Hubbard, Jim? $61 billion business, did he say?
Or was it 6?
No, it's bigger than that. Worldwide. I mean, it's a massive business, and this year is going to increase once again. So I love this season. I just love this season. And so hop on over to the page. There are some specials on there, and when I reached out to some of these companies, I said, hey, have you got any specials going on too, because I'd like to pass that on to the listeners. And there are a few on there, some free shipping, some discounts, and I'm going to help you empty your wallet quite easily. So that's my warm up for the show. So let me tell you who's coming on the show right now. I got an email from a lovely person called Marnie Gambit. She is the director of corporate engagement and relationships in Las Vegas for Opportunity Village. Anyone in Vegas listening in, I can't imagine anyone who does not know who Opportunity Village is. It is certainly one of the most popular favorite charities in Las Vegas, and what we were communicating about was this fantastic event that she's got going on called Santa Paws. So let me bring on Marnie. Are you there, Marnie?
I am. Hi, good morning.
We're connected. It always makes me happy when that happens because it's quite scary. It's scary when we have international guests. It's really scary. And sometimes I reach out to people who don't even own a smartphone sometimes. There's a lovely lady who runs a hedgehog rescue in England in her 70s. And then I'm talking about FaceTime and this, that, and the other. And she's like, I think I need a friend's help. And she did. But that was a nerve-wracking day. That was nerve-wracking because, going live and then worrying if you can connect. I mean, it's scary because sometimes it's hard to explain to someone who doesn't know the tech side. Well, do this, do that, and they have no clue what you're talking about. You need to stop. But we've made it through, so when we connect, and technology's been great in opening up our guest roster. Because we can do this through FaceTime or whatever or Skype, which just never sounds that great. It's definitely opened up who we can have on the show. So, but I know you're local.
Yes, I am.
That's probably why it sounds so good. So how are you faring? Because, I mean, this is a big time of year for Opportunity Village, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's huge for us. It's the biggest fundraiser we have during the year.
Oh, so this is the one.
Yes. I mean, it's the most intensive because it lasts about 3 months. And so
I know. Yeah. When did it start? What date?
We started in October, actually. We opened for Halloween first, and it's the Magical Forest. Yeah, it's the Magical Forest, only decorated for Halloween, and so we go pretty much since October 14th, and then we won't really stop again until January 2nd. And the Magical Forest had officially opened on the 19th of November. So,
well, you've heard that saying, "Well, we'll sleep when we're dead." That might be might be you. That might be me. The end of the season.
That feels like us all the time.
I know. And often, because I do a lot of events too, as you know, that they're overlapping too in preparation. And so you're on the treadmill of events, aren't you? But when you're fundraising, it is what you have to do. And it's funny because we put out another event the other day, and apparently we heard on the grapevine again. I don't know. Well, first of all, our events are really fun. But fundraising is again, there really are no breaks when it comes to it. So will you explain to everyone what Opportunity Village is? I didn't realize. I mean, I've lived here. How long have we lived here, Jim?
You've lived here 19 years.
I can never. I'm not a date person. I mean, my anniversary, my birthday, and Christmas. It's all about presents for me. So they're the only dates I remember. I've been here 19 years. I didn't, of course, you've been going since I've been here, but I was reading that it's 1954 is when it started.
Yeah, we're over 60 years old. I think we turned 63 this year, 62 or 63. I forget already.
That's
Um,
phenomenal.
yeah. Well, and the Magical Forest is 25 years old this year.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's our silver anniversary.
Gosh, that's incredible. I mean, that is, I mean, I mean, coming from England, I'm used to charities having been around 100 years. It's nothing,
Yeah.
you know, it's normal.
Right.
But for 60, that's as old as the city, just about. And how was Opportunity Village formed? How did it all start?
It started with 7 families who had children with intellectual disabilities, and the state basically said, well, you know, put your kids in an institution and forget about them and just go on and have other kids.
That is so upsetting, isn't it?
Horrible. Yeah, but it was the normal thing to say back then.
Yeah, gosh, times have changed, thank goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and these families they formed an alliance, and they formed what became Opportunity Village at that point. And now we serve over 3,000 adults every month with intellectual disabilities. Yeah.
Goodness me. I mean, that's that is phenomenal.
It really is.
I would think it definitely would fuel those families to hear that. Like, oh, like, are you kidding me? Like, you think we're going to throw away our kids? Which is essentially what, like you're saying, times have definitely changed. And it was like there were no resources, there were no treatments, there were no programs, there was nothing for them to go into. And I can't imagine as a parent how that felt when you go, there's nowhere to turn. Okay, so we're going to turn to ourselves. I mean, that's fun. That is.
Well, they turn to each other too, and so that's what's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. Are any of those people still involved, or their family members down the line?
Not that I'm aware of, but I guess it's possible. I just
you'd have to. Well, since we have the biggest genealogy center in Vegas, it's like I'm sure we could find out at some point, couldn't we? But I think that's reading through the website. And obviously, I know a lot already about Opportunity Village itself. I mean, you're serving, like you say, over 3,000 people, but you're not just serving, but you actually have business services. You've got all these events that go on. You've got resources. I mean, how many people total would you say work at Opportunity Village that just make this happen day to day?
Well, you know, it's funny. It's not that many.
Really?
Well,
oh my gosh!
I think we have about a staff of maybe 300 total, and we have 4 campuses. So it's still the staff of about 300, and then we do employ people with disabilities as well.
Yeah.
And so, but that, you know, is part of the programs that we offer. But yeah, we do it with only about 300 or so people.
Wow, that's amazing, because you know what, you and I both know with charities, you know, often you'll see, a charity with these huge staff, you know, the huge staff, and most of the money's going down to that, to the wages and stuff. And then you go, well, how much is going back? Balance is hard, though, I think, in a charity. I think
it is.
Because it's forever changing. And, you know, and I do, oh gosh, I just had my co-host just jump up on my lap, and I can't see what's going on. Can you come and grab Mr. Twix, Jim? He wants to be on the mic. You want to say hi? You want to breathe down the mic? They always say don't work with kids and animals. I'm like, yeah, work with animals. It's interesting from minute to minute. But yeah, I'm surprised. That's actually, in my mind, I feel with 4 campuses and everything that goes on 365 days a year, that's rather small. So how does Opportunity Village, and by the way, everyone, the website is opportunityvillage.org. How, what was my question? I took myself off my own train of thought there. How is Opportunity Village funded? I guess that's my question.
Yes. We are 80% self-funded, actually, and then 20% of our funding comes from the government and government programs and things. So but that 80% of self-funding is all of us fundraising.
Wow.
And asking. And we have a huge, huge community of donors. Vegas has been really, really good to us. So.
I would say that, because I see when these events happen, the support is there. And of course, because they see the value in what you're doing. Yeah. And there's something for everyone. And that's what I really like about the services. Gosh, you've done I've got so many notes here, because I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, one of the things, of course, that we're going to focus on today is Santa Paws. Now, again, that's another part of the community that may not have been involved in any of the events with Opportunity Village, but this involves our pets. And so, and I know because that they are my peoples, yeah, and I know they're your peoples. I just know that when there's something that's pet related, I mean, like, it's just a pet. Oh my gosh, I am going to support that. So so this is why I was excited about Santa Paws, and thank you so much for asking us to be there. We're really looking forward to it.
I'm excited to go.
Oh my God, are you bringing your what's your tortoise called?
My tortoise's name is Han Solo from
Han
Star Wars.
Solo, that's right, because I think I was calling him Obi-Wan Kenobi on the show last week. I was close, you know.
You were. It was very close. Yep.
So Santa Paws is, gosh, it's only a week tomorrow, isn't it?
I know.
It's flying by. It's December 11th from 11 to 2. Correct. I'm correct, yeah?
Yes, correct.
I'm like, I hope I've been giving this information out over and over again correctly.
You have. Yep.
But tell everyone the elements and where it's actually located and what they can expect.
Yep. Santa Paws is, it's going to be at the Magical Forest. It is the only day of the year that pet owners can bring their pets to the Magical Forest. And I wanted this to happen so badly last year, and last year was the first year because I feel like pets are part of the family, and since we're a family-friendly event, I thought we have to have a day where we can bring the other members of the family. So
I just love it.
I love it.
Well, I mean, the Magical Forest, even in the daytime, is pretty magical, and I've never been at night, so I'm looking forward to being there. I did see you can have Santa there, of course, because it's Santa Paws, and they'll be able to have photos with their pets.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're always fun because, like I say, sometimes they say don't work with animals and kids. I'm one of those people that loves I'm an outtake person. I'm a bloopers person. I love bloopers and outtakes and funny photographs. Some of my favorite shows are actually my bloopers. I love the fact that anything can go wrong and it's just silly, and that's excitement of live radio and live TV. And I just find that really exciting. So I am sure there are going to be some really fun photographs with the pets. And you know what's happening now is, like you were saying, pets are part of the family. So what do people do at this time of year? They get family photographs taken. Yeah. So now this is a regular thing on their calendar. You know, so we through our charity events, we run a lot of these fundraising photo sessions, and we're getting the same people. They come for spring. They come for Valentine's Day. They come for fall. They come for Christmas. I mean, it really is. It really, really is fun. But that is on the calendar now. This is a norm thing to do. So I know you're going to get a lot of interest in that. So what else is going on at Santa Paws?
Well, it's also, we will have a number of vendors there as well, and different types, you know, for shopping and for food and for pet health and veterinarians and dog training and a lot of different things like that as well.
That's super.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
and then
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say the pets can also then ride the train and the carousel and a couple other things. So.
I love that. The
Those
video.
are great photos.
I've been sharing the video. The video is so cute. I mean, so cute. And it's all those things that we're not necessarily, and I know this just because of what I do, we're not necessarily the most pet-friendly city. You know, it's not San Diego where they welcome you everywhere, you know, with your pets. It's very different. But when these kind of things happen and you go, gosh, I get to go on the carousel with my pets. I mean, there's just a lovely kind of fun, you know, thing about that. And I was explaining to people this week, you know, we're buying them presents and doing this for them and buying them the best food and the best veterinary care. But it never can quite match up to what we feel they give us. So that's why I think we get so much pleasure when we can do things like that with them. They're like, oh, I'm adding I'm putting my love in the bank, you know, for my pet, you know, trying to match up to what they give to me. And it always feels like it's never enough, you know. Now, Han Solo, you told me he had pictures with Santa, didn't he, last year?
He did. He did have pictures.
I love it.
He went into hibernate though this past week, and he's just done. So I don't think he's going to come out.
You mentioned that, didn't you? You said, "Oh, if he hasn't hibernated, I'll bring him down." Oh, please, do you still have the photo? I'm assuming, yeah. of last year's.
Oh, yes, they're awesome.
Oh, please send it to me because I'd love to share it on the radio page.
I will.
It will be
It'll
be a first. I know that for sure. It'll be an absolute first. People will love that. Well, you know what, Marnie? Hang on. I have to run a couple of quick commercials, because I want to ask you a little bit more about Opportunity Village and some of the other seasonal events you've got going on. So hang on in there. Everyone, we're going to take a quick break, listen to some words from our wonderful sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
At Carl's Jr., not only do we make you happy with our delicious charbroil burgers, but we also make your dogs happy. When you come through our drive-thru with your furry friend, we'll offer your dog a treat. If not, always ask for one. We love to see their smiling faces. Our website, carlsjroflasvegas.com, has a treat for its customers too, with free coupons anytime, so be sure to visit us regularly. Carl's Jr. is a proud and active supporter of dog adoption in our community. You can find us at Carl's Jr. of Las Vegas or on Twitter at Carl's Jr. of Vegas.
Welcome to Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming, your one-stop shop for all of your pet's needs. We offer premium natural pet foods, full-service grooming, and an on-site bakery and boutique. You can choose to self-wash your dog or schedule a luxury pampering with our professional groomers. Our new Cool Cat section offers feline food, toys, bedding, and litter, while the adventurous dog department has everything you need for your outdoor activities. Cody's Healing Garden is a special place featuring flower, aromatherapy, and herbal remedies for pets. Ask us about Karma Connection, our program supporting animal rescue. Find us at barkingdogslv.com and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. We look forward to seeing you at Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming.
Let's bring on the host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Welcome back, everybody. I have Marnie Gambit here. She's the Director of Corporate Engagement and Relationships, and we're talking about the wonderful event that she's got going on over at Opportunity Village. You see, there are the bloopers. Opportunity Village. I've never said vintage in my life. Okay, Opportunity Village here in Las Vegas, and Santa Paws is one of the seasonal events. So I read through. Gosh, you've got some really good events though for this season, because you've got the of course Santa Paws we're just talking about now, the Great Santa Run, the Magical Forest that's running, and then Cheyenne's Magical School Bus Tour. So let's talk about the Great Santa Run. I've never done it because I've always had a show. So tell us about the Great Santa Run.
Well, the Great Santa Run is actually happening this very moment.
Oh, is it today?
Yes, it's today. It started at 10 and the other race starts at 10:30. So it's happening this very second. And that is where people from all over come and they dress in Santa suits and they do either the 5K or the 1 mile run. And then they essentially drink afterwards.
Yeah, that's my kind of event, Marnie.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do people take their pets with that sometimes?
They do. Last year we had a llama and a goat, as well as a ton of dogs. There were about a couple hundred dogs as well.
And a goat. Is the llama the Zappos llama?
I'm not sure. I can't remember that. I'm not sure.
Zappos have a llama.
Yeah, I know that the goat was someone's pet, and they dressed them up as Santa.
Oh my gosh!
Well, it was awesome.
Is this the one where you do the Guinness Book World of Records?
Yeah, yes, we're part of what I think we do with the Santa. It's a World Santa Coalition. And so we vie against other countries for who can get the most Santas to run. And we have won it 10 out of the 11 years that we've been involved.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There was 1 year that Liverpool beat us.
I was going to say Liverpool. See, I'm conflicted now. I was like, oh. But isn't that great? They have like a worldwide interest in dressing up like Santa. And just having fun, raising money, raising awareness, and then having a little drinky poos after. I think it's great.
Exactly.
Do they still start it off down at Fremont Street, or is that where it ends?
It starts at Fremont and it ends there as well.
Oh, there's no better place, I tell you.
No, it's great.
Fremont Street is it's just a world unto itself, isn't it?
Yes,
That's the only
it
way
is.
I can describe it. Oh my gosh. Now, the other thing is, when does the Magical Forest run from until?
This year, the Magical Forest opened on November 19th, and the last day this year will be January 1st, Sunday, January 1st.
And what are the hours of the Magical Forest?
It's every night, 5:30 to 9:30.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic. What I enjoy is that you have these Christmas trees in there and people sponsor the trees, come in and decorate them in their own style. My friend Murray Sawchuk, I know, has got a tree set up down there as well. And he loves Christmas. Oh, my gosh. If there was ever anyone that really loves Christmas, is Murray Sawchuk, celebrity magician. He loves. He puts us all to shame. I mean, absolute shame. The house, the garden. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, the inflatables. Yeah, but you know what? He's a performer. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I like all the show and the sparkle. So I'm glad he's got a tree down there. Now, another thing you've got going on is Cheyenne's Magical School Bus Tours. And what does that involve?
Cheyenne's Magical School Bus Tours is a program that we developed where we bring in Title I schools from Las Vegas, and these are schools that normally would not be able to afford to come to the Magical Forest ever. And so we get local businesses and local residents to sponsor these schools. We bring them in, and they get to spend the afternoon in the Magical Forest.
Oh,
and then they also get backpacks and presents and stuff to take with them after.
Do they really? Yeah. That's so great. Because, you know, it's like, you know, it is that time of year where we become very, very aware of what people have and what they don't have. And so, you know, it can be a really hard time. It can be just a hard, depressing time for people. And so to have something like that to look forward to, I think that's really, really lovely. Because not only is it helping Opportunity Village, but it helps kids that come to have these great memories. Mm-hmm. You know, because I say many of us are very, very fortunate. But there are many, many that are not as fortunate. And this can be a very hard time of year, a really hard time of year. And it's going to be hard around people like, I love Christmas. And then, you know, families going, we can't afford any gifts.
I know.
So, and it's funny because people do get a little bit critical about Christmas. This is very strange about fundraising. And I find it very odd. Oh, people only give at Christmas. I mean, is that the only time they care about people? I'm like, wow, you horrible individuals. Why would you say that? You know what? I'm glad anyone's charitable at any time of year. And we just seem to connect with this season. You know, we're giving a lot of gifts and you just become hyper aware of people that don't have as much. But isn't that a funny comment?
Yes, it is. Because I feel like if you're going to give anytime, give. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas or not. If you give more at Christmas, then okay, great.
and I do know lots of people that, I mean, we get a twofold thing that happens with us. We either get people that donate because that's their planned giving at the end of the year. And, you know, that's when they do their giving and very well planned out. And then you've also got people that say, oh, I can't give so much at the end of the year because, you know, I'm buying for family and friends and we're traveling for the holidays. So we get a twofold thing. But to criticize anyone that gives is bizarre to me. It's just very strange, you know.
I agree.
Now, I think people will really enjoy this fun fact. And tell everyone the connection of Opportunity Village and Elvis's scarves, his famous scarves that he would kiss and sweat on and give out to his adoring fans. What's the connection?
The connection is when they were in Las Vegas, once they toured Opportunity Village and realized that we could sew the scarves. So we sewed the scarves that Elvis used to kiss and throw into the
Isn't that
and by we, I mean our OVIPs, our clients, people with disabilities would sew those scarves.
Isn't that is such an amazing connection to Elvis, who was so big for us here. And I just think that's a wonderful fact. And you still sell those scarves, don't you?
They do still sew the scarves, and now we paint them. Our fine arts program paints them for to sell to people and to give as gifts and things. And what's an amazing other little fact in there is that one of the women who used to sew Elvis's scarves still works at Opportunity Village and sews other things that we do there. So she's still there.
Gosh, what a history!
Cool, right?
It's so cool. I didn't realize you had such a big arts program. You've got a dance program. I just was. I looked through everything. I'm like, wow, it's so much more than I even realized it was. And,
dance, voice, vocal, everything.
It's phenomenal because I read, you do vocational training, community employment, day services, advocacy, arts and social recreation, citizens with severe disabilities, and they're able to find new friends. I think that's important.
Yes.
Realize future career paths, seek independence and community integration, and unleash creative passions. That's a lot.
It is.
And you offer a lot of business services, don't you, as well?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
You offer some business services as well, don't you?
Yes, we have a couple things, but we're the second largest shredding document destruction company in Nevada.
Oh, you'll soon to become number one, I bet. It'll only be a matter of time,
That's probably true. But we do document imaging. We have a culinary service. We have catering, and all of this is manned by our OVIPs, our clients.
Gosh, that's incredible. There's definitely a very big trend right now about companies that pay it forward, give back, those kind of things. I certainly prefer to work with and purchase from companies like that. And so, because there's always that good feeling factor, in modern day terms, they call it getting the feels. Did you know that? Getting the feels, all the feels you could get. But I think this I'm saying a trend, but I think that's just the start of people saying, you know what, I want to do business with a company that gives back, or if I purchase from them, I have a service from them, it helps that organization.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's just it's a really good feeling, and I'm also the same with pet friendly businesses too.
Yes,
I'm like coffee shop. Take my pet there. They bring a bowl of water. They give it a treat. That's where I'm going.
Me too.
It's a no-brainer. I don't know why more businesses don't become more pet friendly. In all honesty,
agree.
because there's a whole demographic they're missing out on entirely. And I think you including Santa Paws and it being the second year, this is just going to grow, isn't it? I mean,
I hope so.
It's just going to become that's the big winter thing that we're doing with the pets.
I hope so.
Now, will people be able to get any kind of food and drinks and stuff while they're at the Magical Forest?
Yes, we'll have little doggy treats for the pets, but yes, we will also have food and drinks available in the diner and our other locations.
Oh God, I am so excited! I can't stand myself.
Good.
But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to run a little holiday costume contest at our booth at 12 noon, and we've got some prizes already set up, 3 baskets, which is going to be fun, and we'll just have a fun time and get to connect with the community itself. But I just think it's a great time of year to give back and to actually have fun doing it. I mean, that's the best combination, isn't it?
Yes, I think so too.
Now, typically, the entire year, what would you say total you do in events? I mean, because like you say, a lot of them, this is a big time of year for you, and a lot of stuff kind of overlaps as well, in preparation. But totally, the whole year, what do you normally produce as far as events go?
How many events, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's that many. You can't count.
I mean, we have some signature events, but we also do a lot of awareness events and small fundraisers and connecting with our donors. So we're doing events all year long, all month long sometimes. I mean, we do a lot. Well,
you know what, Marnie? This has just been... I'm just so glad I got that email from you. I'm like, oh, she's my kind of people.
Definitely.
I have to gather my people in, And
so
then you know what? What I like about the pet community is, I've just got this amazing group of friends and people. Everybody becomes the friend. Everybody does. And then everybody helps everybody out. And it's just like the nicest thing when pet lovers come together and can, help charities like yours and include our pets in some of those activities. I think it's wonderful. So I'm so glad I got that email. But yeah, we've added you to the family now.
Oh, thank you.
Don't they call it they call it the Fam Bam, by the way. I'm doing all my pop culture references right now. So we've got Getting the Feels and the Fam Bam is all the pop culture references. Before we go, and I wanted to thank you. I know I said it was going to be 20 minutes, but I kind of sucked you in there a little bit. Tell everyone where we can find you on social media as well, because we know the website is opportunityvillage.org. So where else can we find you on the internet?
You can find us on Facebook under Opportunity Village as well. And I'm embarrassed, and my marketing department will kill me. But I don't know how to find us on Twitter, but I know we have it in Instagram. Instagram is Opportunity Village as well, but Twitter, I don't know. They will murder me later, but
I was on Twitter this morning, and I did include you in one of my tweets, and even I can't remember it. I think it's up V. I don't know. Up LV.
Oh,
it might be. I don't know, but don't worry. We will put it all out on our social media. I'm going to encourage everybody to use the hashtag Santa Paws when they go to the event itself, because that's a really easy way for us to find any kind of photographs floating around particularly on Twitter. And then we can kind of see, what kind of fun people are having. But I'm really, really excited to be there next week, because it's come around really fast, hasn't it, since we had our little meeting and little tour. So
I know.
I so appreciate it. I wish I had a T-shirt from our company, Vegas Rock Dog, to give to Han Solo. But we have yet to do a tortoise T-shirt. We have yet to. Hey, it could be coming down the line, Jim. It could be our next product line.
I don't think tortoises want to wear T-shirts.
I make Han Solo wear tortoise cozies, though.
They call them cozies, do they?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
There's lots of different things. So he's forced to wear them, and he doesn't seem to have a problem.
He's got a hard exterior. He can take it.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to let you go, Marnie. It's been a brilliant conversation this morning.
Thank you for
We
having
will be
me.
sharing like crazy up until the event and during the event. We're going to do a couple of little Facebook Lives from our booth as well. So we'll get people excited about coming down so they can get to see what's going on and bring their pets down and just have the time of their lives. I have another question for you. Will there be donation boxes inside the Magical Forest? Do you actually have
Always.
There you go. So anyone that comes down, make sure you bring your cash too. Make a small donation as well. We encourage that, because you know what? Sometimes you've got to get off the naughty list and onto the nice list. And that's the easiest way to do it at this time of year. Well, I want to thank you, Marnie, and I will see you in just over a week's time, and we will be promoting the heck out of this for the next week or so. So
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Say hi to Han Solo. Give him a kiss for me.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
okay, thank
Marnie.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, let's take another quick break, because we've got some things to talk about before we close out the show. So stay right there.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture. Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Pet Scene Magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. So I just want to give you that information one more time. We just had Marnie Gambit on the show from Opportunity Village, and one of the special events they're putting on this year. And this is the second annual Santa Paws, and that's December the 11th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be there. Come down to our booth. We're going to give away some free treats. We're going to have our subscription box there for sale. But you don't have to actually buy the subscription. You'll be able to buy the box, and it's called the Rock and Roll Dog Box. And in that box, there's stuff for your pet and there's stuff for you. Or, if you're going to give someone, stuff for a friend or a family member. So that's December 11th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. inside the Magical Forest at Opportunity Village. Bring your pets. It's $5 for you to get in, and it's free for your pets. How amazing is that? They'll get to have photos with Santa and ride some of the rides, the little train, the carousel. It's a great time to make some new memories and also help Opportunity Village. Their website is opportunityvillage.org, and we'll share all of this information on our Facebook page. So since we're talking about events, we've still got our citywide drive going on. Our Rockin for Rescue citywide donation drive for animal rescue is ongoing until December the 16th. And my local Starbucks, they've been great. I went to empty another box from them. They should be out tomorrow with a table. Not today. They changed the date till tomorrow, but I do want to say a big thank you to Bridget Bollinger. She has been phenomenal in heading up my local Starbucks donation drive. Now, we started off with 8 boxes, 8 locations last year, and now we're at over 70 boxes citywide. If you want to know where you can actually make your donations, you can go over to Rockin for Rescue's Facebook page, and you'll be able to find those locations on there. Off the top of my head, we've got the temple gym. Can you get me the name of the temple? Sorry. It's on 215 and Valley Verde in Henderson. You can't miss it. Opposite Coles. Barking Dogs, Self-Washing Grooming. We've got one at Soggy Dog. The schools took a lot of boxes and actually created a lot of their own. So there are various locations throughout the valley where you can actually drop off any supply for any kind of animal you would find in rescue. So this is not just dogs and cats. You know, this can be for hamsters, guinea pigs. We will take cash. We will also take gift cards.
What about tortoises?
And tortoises. Yeah, tortoise rescue is a big thing here, and turtle rescue is big, but tortoise in particular. We will take gift cards from Petco and PetSmart because they really help the rescues. So if you didn't want to do cash, get a gift card and we can actually distribute those out. And what we do with Rockin' for Rescues is we benefit a lot of rescues in Las Vegas. I've got a dog under my feet. He's keeping them warm. That's Mr. Twix. So this way, what we can do is we can help many, many rescues have a tough time at this time of year. Sometimes donations do slow down, and we want to be able to help them, whether it's with food, blankets, towels, beds, clothing for the pets, you name it, gift cards, cash. They always need all kinds of donations, and that's pretty easy. So that goes through till December 16th. Big shout out to Bridget Bollinger at my local Starbucks, and that location is Stephanie and Horizon. Very easy to find in Henderson. This week, Galaxy and I, the Queen, went on Fox 5 this morning on the More Show, and I want to thank them for having us this week. We got to talk about traveling with your pet around about this season, and also what to do if you're not taking your pet. So the tips are very quick and easy. I'm just going to run them through. There's just a couple, and one of them is if you are looking to leave your pet with a pet sitter, look for someone who's licensed, bonded, and insured. Ask your friends for recommendations and make sure that those recommendations are licensed, bonded, and insured. Because we know from our own experiences, if someone says, I really enjoy this sitter, I trust them, and then they have all the other criteria, I think you're going to be on a winning path. And always arm your pet sitter with as much information about your pets before you leave. Anything from diet, how they eat, when they eat, how they exercise, you name it. You can never give them enough information. So that's if you're actually staying in town. If you're traveling, of course, safety is a big thing. And so what Galaxy modeled was the Sleepy Pod Click It harness, safety harness, crash test approved, beautifully made. Not just beautifully made, but very... there's a science behind it so that it's not going to, snap and rip apart if you get in an accident or have to slam your brakes on.
It had actual seatbelt material.
Oh,
the
yes.
straps, yeah.
And
nice. Really nice.
The loops were metal, and the front of the harness actually distributes any kind of impact and force. Really important. And when you actually feed it through, there's nothing connected to the neck. Really, really important. You don't need anything connected to the neck. Once the seatbelt actually goes through the 2 back loops on that harness, they can sit, they can stand, but they're not going to be moving and jigging around. And that's exactly what you need. I found a big difference from our previous harnesses to what I experienced with the Sleepy Pod Click It. And then the other product that I showed was this incredible looking dog carrier, again by Sleepy Pod, and it has the dome. It's a 3-in-1 product. It is a dog carrier, it is a dog seat, it is a dog bed.
It is a dog pod.
And it's a pod. It's so adorable, but beautifully made and crash test approved. And once that is buckled in, it's not moving. And the great thing is, because it's a pet bed as well, you would zip the whole top dome off it. This is something you can train your pet in at home. That's their bed. And then all of a sudden their bed is in the car, so they're familiar with the bed. And so that's a very easy way to get them used to the actual carrier itself and the dog seat. Is train them at home, lots of treats, lots of praise, and you know that you'll have a safe product there. Sleepypod.com is the website. And if you do travel, frequent stops, lots of hydration, and very, very light meals. Because we had an episode of Galaxy throwing up in your new car, didn't we, Jim?
I still have to deal with the results of that episode.
Yeah, he cleaned it, but somehow it just keeps coming back. so yeah. Oh gosh, it's funny. It was a lot of throw up. I couldn't believe it. Brand new car. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. So what do I want to talk about now? I had a couple of topics. Let me have a look here. What I'm interested in. Let's have a little look here. I've got something about horses. This is actually, I've never seen this in my life. But iron horseshoes will soon be obsolete thanks to this new invention. I don't think I showed you.
I sent you that. I was the one that showed you that. So don't take the credit this time.
Are you sure?
The little clippy on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
That's all me.
Thank you, Jim. Very nice of you. I'll buy you lunch for that today.
Yeah, I guess I'll pay, though.
In this article, it said, we've been thinking about horse hooves all wrong, according to Austrian company Megasus. By some accounts, iron horseshoes have been around since, before 1000 AD. Nailing the shoes into the hooves was thought to be an effective practice because until recently it was believed that the hoof was rigid and unable to move vertically when pounding the pavement. That's simply not the case. Permanent hoof protection through the use of materials like iron can restrict natural movement. Gosh, and that's been restricted for a very long time. It's similar to going 2 months without cutting your toenails, according to Megasus. Oh, that's terrible. And that's gross sounding as well. And they said, enter the horse runner, a non-permanent, shock-absorbent horseshoe that allows for a greater range of hoof movement. The plastic shoe clips on and off so horses can strengthen their hoofs and tendons by walking barefoot occasionally. And that makes so much sense to me. Founder Charlie Forstner is a former animal welfare inspector who was responsible for protecting horses in Styria, Austria. And after learning that most horses are put down due to hoof and leg complications, he came up with horse runners. The invention allows horses to keep their natural hoof shape while also giving them the flexibility to only wear shoes when they need them. That makes absolute sense to me. When you see them, it's like Nike for horses.
I only wear shoes when I need them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I strengthen my
You do, though.
heels.
You strengthen everything. Your arches. I mean, you strengthen everything. I used to work in post-rehab, so, yeah. No, it makes absolute sense to me entirely. I think it's brilliant. I hope it really takes off and it becomes something that's adopted. And I also see them being quite a fashion statement. The ones we saw were yellow, and essentially it's like a hinge, isn't it, on the outside of the shoe thing that hinges up on the outside of the hoof.
Like a spring clasp or something around the sides.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So there's no nailing into the horse's feet. And just think how much, here's the awful thing. It's going to put farriers out of business. I mean, it just is, isn't it?
Who?
You better get Googling a farrier.
Okay, Farrier Fawcett.
Farrier Fawcett, comes and puts your horse's shoes on. So I think that's a great. Gosh, why is it not come before now? I mean, but I guess it's all about knowledge and research, and once you gather information, you can start applying different applications. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. And that's called Horse Runner. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. This is my last thing I'm going to talk about. Dogs might behave badly due to their sensitivity to sounds. I am so sensitive to sounds. Right, I don't know. I just can't take it. Last night, when we were having dinner, what was the thing that made me crazy? And I said, we got to leave. I can't take it.
The kids smacking the table.
No, sweeping up.
Oh. Well, the kids bothered me.
I didn't notice that.
I like kids, but that particular kid bothered me because he was smacking the table his things.
I can't stand a lot of noise.
With his things of childrenness.
I can't stand a lot of noise. I can't stand tapping. Tapping makes me insane. No, don't do it. It makes me insane. But yesterday, someone was sweeping up in the place where we were eating. I don't mind anyone sweeping up, but they kept clanging on the actual dustpan. I mean, and it went on for a long time, didn't it, Jim? I said, I can't take this noise. I've got to leave.
It affected your soup consumption.
It did. It affected my French onion soup consumption. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. So, I didn't behave badly though because of the sound. I don't think it's necessarily that the dogs might behave badly. I think they just respond to sensitive sounds. So anyway, this originally actually, I picked it up on PetPav, but it actually came originally from the Telegraph. Some of our dogs behave like perfect little fur children, while other dogs seem to behave badly all the time. I think they're just being dogs. Anyway, when they do behave badly, we always think that they were trained incorrectly or are naturally excitable, which is okay. As it turns out, the stress of exposure to specific sounds may be one of the main reasons for dogs misbehaving. Dogs, of course, we know have ultra-sensitive hearing, and they can hear higher-pitched sounds than humans, up to 4,500 hertz compared to 2,300 hertz. No, that's not 45,000, sorry, to 23,000 hertz in a young adult human. And they can hear sounds at lower volumes too. They can hear sounds 4 times the distance away than a young human can. That's a lot of noise to listen to. This difference in their hearing means that we are often unaware of the barrage of sounds experienced by their dogs and the stress that this can induce. According to a new study, dogs behave badly in stressful environments. I'm not going to say it's behaving badly. I'm going to say it's responding to.
Reacting.
It's a natural behavior to respond to certain sounds. Yeah. Anyway, an ongoing study by John Bowen at the Royal Veterinary College has analysed 2 different aspects of dogs' behaviour. The first, environments where we're scared, and the second, that makes sense there. And the second, the specific sounds that cause dogs to be afraid. The study showed that dogs were more likely to be afraid in environments where there are sounds that they don't like. Duh. Although not entirely surprising, this helps dogs get over fear of some unavoidable situations, such as travelling in cars or sitting in veterinary waiting rooms. My dog does not like the wind when you're in the car. She gets very upset. Anyway, dogs' fear of sounds can help us figure out why they're acting out. And if their fear of the sound associated with such environments is addressed, the stress of these experiences can be lessened, and dogs may then behave in a more relaxed, better way. The study looked at 58 types of noise, reviewing how much fear dogs showed when exposed to sounds from 2 broad sources: a sound from a human or an animal, and the sound of something exterior, like the vacuum or fireworks. Yeah, 2 of the worst. Dogs are very fearful of loud human voices, which can make them act out. The results showed that dogs were sensitive to the emotional tone of social sounds. Over 35% of dogs showed fear of angry voices. Well, it's not just the sound, because they actually can interpret tone as well. So I'm going to say that's 50%, how loud it is, and secondly, the tone. Just from the new research, remember? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say that's not just solely because of a loud voice. And 25.4% reacted to shouting, while only 12.7% reacted to loud voices. You see, that's the emotional part of it, the connection there, the tone. This means that emotional human sounds are a common cause of stress for dogs, and social gatherings could be. I got ahead of myself there, you see. It was coming in the article. Common cause of stress for dogs, and social gatherings could be a significant source of stress for dogs, particularly when people are distressed or arguing. Dogs are likely to find these events stressful, and this is likely to result in a bad behaviour. No, stop arguing, people, in front of your dogs, and never do it in front of your kids. There you go.
I will be reminding you of that.
I never argue.
I will be reminding you of that today.
Barking and yelping can also cause dogs to act out. Animal social sounds also affect dogs, so barking and yelping are noises with a social significance to dogs, suggesting distress and alarm. 17.8% of dogs reacted fearfully to barking, and 16.9% to yelping. It's likely then that dogs will find it stressful to be in a place where there is barking or yelping, such as the vet's waiting room, kennels, or training class with noisy dogs. Yep, absolutely. And dogs also react strongly to sudden loud noises. Who doesn't? When inanimate sounds were studied, the most fear was caused by fireworks, 37%. It's high. Thunder, 29%. Gunshots, 24%. How on earth did it test for that? And as well as common noises such as vacuum cleaners.
Hunting dogs.
25%. Road construction noises, 16%, and loud traffic, such as buses or trucks, 15%. And so the real takeaway from the study is to think about the noise levels when your dog behaves poorly. I think they should reword this. I think they should reword that. I would say, think about the noise levels when your dog reacts to them. That's what I would say. Anyway, more attention should be paid to being aware of the emotional state of dogs in noisy environments, and your wife who can't stand tapping and vacuum cleaners, particularly in social gatherings or the waiting rooms of vet clinics and when children are around. These are common encountered situations in which dogs' behaviour could be strongly influenced by noise fear. And if we dog owners are more aware of the fear of noise, we can think of how to get away from the noise or understand why they are behaving that way. Dogs are very sensitive, especially to noise, and it gives another way to try to combat their behaviour and how to address it. And like I said, it was first reported in the Telegraph. I think we're hyper aware of that, aren't we, Jim? I mean, I would not take Galaxy to a pet event with a lot of pets and a lot of people, a lot of noise and music, and it's just not her thing. She would not be able to cope. Thornton, a little bit better.
Galaxy doesn't like wind noises in
No,
the car either. She
doesn't, and so that's hard sometimes when we travel. You just never know when it's going to get windy. And so, you can just be hyper aware of that. I know a lot of people want to be able to take their pets everywhere, but always think about their well-being first. Always think about that too. Which reminds me, well-being, here we go. So, okay, we're not in hot season right now in Vegas. We're not. It's chilly, but we're not in the hot season. I did come out the grocery store the other day, a very rare visit to the grocery store, and I could hear a dog barking and crying and, really sounded distressed. So I put my stuff in the car and I started walking around, and sure enough, I find 2 dogs actually really, really distressed, crying and barking and shaking, and they look frightened. And they look like they don't know what's going on. They'd been left in the car. So I was prepared for what I knew was going to come. I called the store. I got the store manager. I said, hey, I'm in the parking lot right now, and there are 2 very, very distressed dogs. And he goes, yeah, well, it's not hot. I said, no, this is about their well-being. I said, they're very distressed. Hot, cold. They should never leave their dogs. They're frightened. They don't know what's going on. They're really crying and they're shaking. And who would want to put their pets through that? And so I hope it kind of like clicked in his mind, and I spoke to the store manager. But yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. Oh, it's not hot. That's not what I said. There are 2 frightened dogs in a car. Don't do that to your pets. So maybe that can just be our next campaign. Oh my gosh. There's always a campaign to be done. There's always a campaign to be done. So there you go. That looks like that's our show for the day. Big thank you. Big thank you. Gosh, I should have my whole own dictionary.
You need to warm up by doing sounds or something. Diphthongs.
Diphthong to you, Mr. Jim. Tell everybody what a diphthong is.
A th or a f or a
I know.
Sh.
Sh.
It's a one sound, but 2 letters make the one sound.
Gosh, the things you learn on this show is just phenomenal, isn't it? Big thank you to Marnie Gambit of Opportunity Village. I want to thank her for putting Santa Paws together, where another group of our community can enjoy the Magical Forest. She is the Director of Corporate Engagement and Relationships, the website opportunityvillage.org. We talked about the new horseshoes from Horse Runner, which I think is great. And we talked about sensitivity to sounds with our pets and how you can just be aware of that and then, eliminate those stresses by actually not being in those situations or being aware of them. And our citywide drive for Rockin for Rescues finishing on December 16th. So feel free to drop off your donations at any of the locations and just find Rockin for Rescues #4 on Facebook. And thank you to Fox 5 for having me on the show this week. I'm always happy to go on and share great products and information for our pet lovers here in Las Vegas. And I think that's it. I think we got it all in, which is a miracle. It was a lot. Anyway, so remember, you can help an animal in need. Either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information on social media. Rescue your next family member. Replace the word shop with adopt. And be kind to all animals. Thank you, Jim, for being there.
Don't be rude.
I was not rude. Thank you for being there. Thank you to my little co-host, Miss Galaxy, Miss Thornton, and Mr. Twix. Today, you've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it's all about pets, people, and pop culture. I am your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Always kiss your pets good morning and good night, and I'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.